At some point, you've probably heard someone say, "What key is that in?" Or, "Can you play that in C?" Or maybe even seen Mozart's Sonata in C major. And maybe you've wondered, what does that mean? Playing in a key means knowing where your musical home is. For example, if we play a C major scale, you notice that when you get to the last note, your ear wants you to complete that scale so badly. You feel like it's leaving you hanging. There's tension, and that tension is yearning for resolution. In this situation, we call the C note the tonic, or in other words, the C note is our home. So what's the difference between scale and key? Well, the key is like the center of gravity. It defines our home, while the scale is a series of notes related to that. The key helps us know what country we're in, and the scales are different roads we can use to travel that country. For a more concrete example, if you're in the key of B flat, you know you can play any notes in the B flat major scale. This is super helpful for musicians in a number of ways. Once you figure out what key a song's in, it's easier to figure out the notes because you can generally assume that all the notes are going to belong to a certain scale. For instance, I know that Let It Be by the Beatles is in C major, so I can guess that most, if not all, the notes in the melody are going to belong to the C major scale. If someone says, "Let's jam in C," you don't have to figure out from scratch what notes to play. You can just play notes in the C major scale, and generally speaking, you'll be good to go, or at least have a solid starting place. This gets a little tricky, but knowing what key a song is in will allow you to change key if you want to, which is called transposing. If a melody has, say, a note that's the third note of the G major scale, just use the third note of the C major scale instead, and so forth and so on. If you think you're ready, we've got a few different backing tracks and a few different keys for you. Feel free to just play around with them and improvise over the top, using the appropriate major scale as your guide.
Soundfly.